Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. And coming up here on today's show, I'm going to go through every single position on the silver and black and tell you the top free agents still out there that the Raiders could go ahead and sign. As it stands right now, the Raiders still have a few needs on both the offensive and on the defensive side of the football. But I figured, you know what, more names are better than no names. So let's first start here at the quarterback position. You got Derek Carr. You got Garrett Gilbert. The Raiders already had Trevor Siemian in for a workout. That one simply didn't work out. And I know the Raiders are still interested in having a quarterback backup DC. In terms of the names that are the most likely, I went ahead and I ranked them here of what I would do from 1 to 5. I want the Raiders to go cheap. I want the Raiders to be able to find somebody who they know can help Derek Carr get better in the offense. And I believe Ryan Fitzpatrick, A.J. McCarron, Blaine Gabbert, Mike Glennon, and Benkert would be the top 5 names to have as a backup to Derek Carr. So go ahead, y'all, down in the comments, look into those crystal balls, y'all, and let me know who is going to be the Raiders' backup quarterback in 2022. I appreciate what Mariota was able to do. He's got a good gig going on right now with the Atlanta Falcons. I'm also happy it's not Nathan Peterman, I can guarantee you that. Let's talk about the running back position now. And if I'm being 100% honest with y'all, I don't really see the Raiders going out and getting another running back. But for the show's sake, I'll talk about some top guys available. You got Jacobs, you got Drake, you got those guys already. You went ahead and you signed Brandon Bolden. You have Amir Abdullah. If you're looking for the top guys out there that maybe make some sense, Melvin Gordon's the top back. I don't see the Raiders making the move. Sony Michel has the connections with this Patriots team already. Marlon Mack, the name that I think makes the most sense from a dollars and cents move would be Jerick McKinnon, who had his best season in 2017 with Kennedy Polamalu, the new Raiders running backs coach. Let's go to the wide receiver room now. You went out, you traded for Devontae Adams. Brian Edwards is your number 2. In the slot is Hunter Renfrow, who is probably more realistically the number 2. You already went out and you signed DeMarcus Robinson. You signed Matt Collins, who had 4 touchdowns last season. Johnson's your speedster. So, Mitch, who are some other wide receivers that the Raiders go out and sign? Here's my top 5 list, and I base these on overall talent and overall fit in the Raiders offense. I got OBJ at number 1 still. He's still showed me if he's able to heal from that ACL, he could still go ahead and get it done. And, man, that'd be a hell of an offense there, wouldn't it? Jarvis Ladnry, really good route runner. Julio Jones, if he's able to stay healthy, maybe a 1-year prove-it deal. Cole Beasley, work him in the slot. Maybe have a little bit of a, I can't believe I'm going to say this, right? 2 white wide receivers of Hunter Renfrow, Cole Beasley, a little bit of Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola, Wes Welker type of mix in there. And then Emmanuel Sanders, another good route runner. Also, the teams in parentheses are the teams that they played for last season. So how about this, y'all? We just went through some wide receivers. Should the Raiders add another receiver? You can always add more talent. You can always get better on the offensive side of the football. Would I like the Raiders to go out and make another big-time splash? Of course I would. I mean, there's nothing that gets me more excited than the Raiders making a big-time move. So I can understand the why for yeses. However, I would rather them invest that money on the defensive side of the football, maybe defensive tackle, maybe another edge rusher, maybe a safety corner, and definitely offensive line. So how about this? I'll make you a guarantee. I can't guarantee a lot of things in life, but I can guarantee if the Raiders make a big-time move, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a video about it. If it's a big-time name like the Honey Badger, like Stephon Gilmore, oh, baby, we going live. And to make sure you don't miss it, turn on those notifications. And I know there's a lot of other videos out there, a lot of other YouTube channels, and I want to say I appreciate the people who take that challenge and try to be the first people down in the comments. I love a good race. I love competition, and there's nobody better than Untouchable Raider 1960. In fact, I looked at the Noti gang for my last 4 videos. Untouchable Raider, number 1 in all of them. So here's my challenge to the rest of the 112,000 subscribers here at the Raiders Report. Be Untouchable Raider, because if he ain't first, you're last. So Casey, Jack, Swayze, Raul, somebody beat Untouchable Raider 1960 by turning on those noties. Let's go to the tight end group here. You got Darren Waller, Foster Moreau, Jacob Hollister, Nick Bowers, the top free agent tight end, still out there on the board. As it ranks, Gronk's number 1, though. I think it's Tampa Bay or bust for Gronk at this point. Number 2 is Jared Cook. And there's a part of me that thinks the whole Jared Cook thing is interesting, though the only way the Raiders make this move, if I'm being 100% honest with y'all, is if something bad happens to Darren Waller where they move on from him. But Jared has a lot of connections, obviously, with DC. He's looked pretty good the past few seasons and even looked pretty good last year with 48 catches, 564 yards, and 4 touchdowns. More tight ends. If you want more of a pass catcher, Eric Ebron, though a lot of drop issues and he can't block to save his life. Good other blocking tight ends if you're looking for another name, Kyle Rudolph and Anthony, I always get this name right, Ferkser. Let's go now to the offensive line here for the Silver and Black. I think this is what you're going to end up having, and I don't necessarily know if the Raiders decide to go out and add any more talent on the offensive line, especially when you hear Josh McDaniels speak as confident as what they are about the O-line, or thinking, okay, we have good talent, they just haven't lived up to their ceiling yet. Let's say the Raiders are like, okay, let's go out and let's look at the top 5 offensive linemen still out there. I have J.C. Treader as the number 1 guy, but it's because I like him a lot. He plays center, though I see the Raiders sticking with Andre James. Then you got Riley Reif at right tackle, Darrell Williams at right tackle, Bobby Massey at right tackle. If you want to open this up for a little bit of a competition, yes, David Quessenberry did give up 11 sacks last year, but I think that also had a lot to do with his right guard situation, and I think Quessenberry is a much better run blocker. I personally think Quessenberry is a better right tackle overall than Brandon Parker. So to make sure that you have a little bit of competition with Quessenberry, with Brandon Parker, all I'm saying is it's definitely a name to at least keep in mind. I'll tell you this, I'd rather give him $3.5 million than Brandon Parker. That I can guarantee you. So how about this, y'all? My prediction for the Raiders starting offensive line is Colt Miller, Denzel Good, Andre James, Alex Leatherwood, Brandon Parker. But I love this show because I know how vocal y'all are. I know how dedicated to this team you are, and it's why I've always said the Raiders, they have a commitment to excellence. Raider Nation is the exact same thing to that. They are also committed to excellence, and that's why I try to get you all a video, because I know how committed you guys are. So let me know down in the comments your projected starting offensive line for the Silver and Black. Now, I always say this, I'll take 300 Raider fans. Y'all are the Spartans of the NFL world, and I'll put you up against 1,000 Persians, up against 1,000 casual NFL fans. And I just checked our Rumble followers the other day, and we're behind NFL Daily. So if you want to go ahead and pass NFL Daily, I need you to go ahead and give the Raiders Report a follow on Rumble, which we are live right now, not only on YouTube, but also on Rumble as well. The link is down in the comments. It's also going to be in the live chat. Rumble.com/Raiders Report. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Mitch, I don't want to use Rumble. The more followers we get on Rumble, the more chances I have to make more Raiders content. If you want more Raiders content, videos every day on YouTube, more videos on Rumble, more videos in locals as well, then you need to go ahead and give us a follow on Rumble. This is my goal. Raiders-only content here at Chat Sports. How do you do it? Go ahead and give us a follow. Rumble.com/Raiders Report. Let's show the boss here at Chat Sports who likes to get down. It's time now to go to the defensive side of the football. You got Max Crosby at defensive end, Chandler Jones as your other defensive end, Cleveland Ferrell, Gary Green, and then Malcolm Kuntz. Those are the defensive ends that the Raiders have listed on their official website, and only those 5. In terms of the top free agent targets still out there, Jadeveon Clowney, Trey Flowers, Melvin Ingram, Justin Houston, Jerry Hughes. The interesting name on this list is Trey Flowers, who played with the Lions last year. He had his best years with the New England Patriots a few years ago. Then he goes head to the Lions, thought, all right, maybe I can figure this whole thing out with Matt Patricia. It did not work out. If the Raiders are looking for more depth at defensive end, Trey Flowers is an interesting name to keep in mind. One of the biggest needs that the Raiders had entering free agency, and if I'm being 100% honest with y'all, I still see it as being a team need, is defensive tackle. With the Raiders running a 3-4 front most of the time, and sure, they might also go ahead and do a 4-2-5 as well. I'm just not 100% confident with Vernon Butler and Bilal Nichols. Sure, you also have Andrew Billings, Kyle Petco, Kendall Vickers. But if our job is to be able to rely on those 2 players and those 2 players alone, it makes me nervous. So I'm really hoping that the Raiders see this video and they go out and they try to get one of these dudes. The guy that I want more than all of them, which is why he's number 1, And out of context, it sounds weird. I want Calais Campbell. But I really, truly do. He's a big guy. He's 36 years old. Put him on that one-year prove-it style of deal. Throw him in the middle of the defensive tackle room and let him just work and take on double teams. And then that frees up Chandler Jones. It frees up Max Crosby. It frees up a lot of those other players. And then if you don't want to go that route, Akeem Hicks is a name to keep in mind, who's got connections with Chicago, Champ Kelly, Bilal Nichols, Sheldon Richardson's a little bit more of a run stopper, though maybe you just decide to bring back Jonathan Hankins, a big body like Linval Joseph, and then Larry Ogunbinobi, who I believe also signed a contract, and then that one ended up falling through because he failed his physical, so definitely keep an eye on that one. So what do y'all think here is the biggest need? Defensive end, defensive tackle, linebacker, cornerback, or safety? What is the Raiders' biggest defensive need? Because I think you can make an argument for defensive tackle. I think you can make an argument for linebacker. I think you can make an argument for cornerback and safety. Sam's laughing in my ear. Everyone type F Sam because he's laughing in my ear. Yes, Larry Ogunbinobi. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. All I know is this. There's a lot of vowels and there's a lot of Bajinobi going on in there. I'm sorry. So what is the Raiders' biggest defensive need? Defensive end, defensive tackle, linebacker, corner, or safety? Let's talk about the linebacking room because I figured some people are going to go ahead and type LB. And for the Raiders, what you're going to see here is me not thinking that the Raiders are going to run with 3 linebackers. They're going to go with 4 linebackers, but what you're going to see is your inside guys and then your outside linebackers. Kyler Fackrell is listed as a linebacker on the Raiders official website, so therefore, I'm going to put him as a linebacker. I also think that you could see Chandler Jones playing a lot of stand-up outside linebacker, therefore letting somebody like Malcolm Kuntz, Max Crosby put their hand in the dirt. Max Crosby, Cleveland Furrow put their hand in the dirt. All I know is this, Micah Kiser, Jayon Brown, who just signed a one-year, like $1.2 million deal, which is a steal for Jayon Brown, Divine Diablo. Those are your inside linebackers. In terms of some other LBs that I think the Raiders could go out and get, here's a lot of names that are very important and very realistic, minus Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner I had to put on the list. I don't see the Raiders getting Wagner. I think Bobby ends up going to the LA Rams, if I'm being 100% honest with y'all. Would I love Wagner to come over to the team? Hell freaking yeah, I would. However, Kyle Van Noy, Alexander Johnson, Jamie Collins, Donta Hightower are 4 names that I really, truly believe could be future Raiders. So please remember, they heard him here on the Raiders Report. Let's go to the cornerback position. Josh McDaniels, Patrick Graham, they want to be able to have 5 reliable defensive backs if they decide to go with their dime package. You got Trayvon Mullen, reliable. Nate Hobbs, reliable. Rock Ya-Sin, reliable. Anthony Everett, reliable. I'm not 100% sure if I can sit up here and say I have a lot of confidence in Amik Robertson. Not 100% sure if I have a lot of confidence in Darius Phillips either. Therefore, I believe the Raiders still could go out and add another corner. If you're looking for the top corner on the outside, it's Stephon Gilmore. You bring in Stephon Gilmore, I think that might actually mean a trade for Trayvon Mullen. He's the number 1 cornerback still out there on the market. If you're looking for somebody who can play outside and inside, Steven Nelson has reps doing both of those things. Chris Harris Jr., Kevin King, Kyle Fuller, and I know all the other positions I showed you only 5. Well, I'm actually going to get into 10 because I still think corner is a position that the Raiders could go out and get. Janoris Jenkins, he has some work that he's already done in Patrick Graham's system before. Could be a veteran option if the Raiders are unable to get Stephon Gilmore. If they're unable to trade for James Bradbury, look for them to potentially go out and get somebody like the Jackrabbit, Patrick Peterson, Xavier Rhodes. Jason Verrett is a hell of a player. It's just that guy has so many ACL injuries, but who knows? Who knows? All I wanted to do, though, is give you at least 10 cornerback names to keep in mind. Before I break down the top safeties out there, and probably the biggest name on this show, I got to remind y'all that we are also making videos over on Local. So my promise to y'all, 1 live video every day, 1 live video a week, 2 extra videos on Locals, and I made y'all a promise. I'll give you an extra live video, and I'll even go ahead and make an extra, we'll call it a VOD style of cut if we can get to 1,000 members on Locals and if we can get to 69 supporters. We only need 55 more to go in terms of members and 3 supporters. To become a supporter, $10 a month, $100 a year. I actually just put out a video before I went live on Tuesday about a Raiders mailbag. Why? I give you guys a lot more power. So go down in the comments right now. You'll be able to see a live link, RaidersReport.locals.com. Go ahead. Click on that link, become a member for free. Let's get to 1,000 members. Let's get to 69 supporters. I want to make y'all more exclusive content, and I'm able to do it over on Locals. Let's go now to the safety position here. You got Jonathan Abram, Trevon Merrick, Roderick Teamer Jr., Tyree Gillespie, Deron Harmon, and Dalen Levitt. The really interesting position here is what the Raiders are going to decide to do at strong safety, because personally, I think I can make an argument that you're going to see more of Deron Harmon than you will Jonathan Abram, though Harmon signed a 1-year, $1.2 million deal, I believe, today, which is Tuesday. Let's just say the Raiders want to go out there and they want to add extra safeties. I thought about throwing in the name Jabril Peppers, but earlier today, Peppers went ahead and he signed with the New England Patriots, who had some connections with Patrick Graham. The top name is the Honey Badger. You go out and get the Honey Badger, there's your other starter. You can mix and match. You can do so many different things on the defensive side of the football with Tyrann Mathieu. And there's been some connections with him with the Broncos. There's been some connections with him on some other top teams. Like I saw Indy, though I don't really buy that one. All I know is this: if you can get the Honey Badger, it really helps you do a lot of different things on the defensive side of the football. Other names keep in mind: Landon Collins, he has some work in the past with the New York Giants, though coming off an Achilles. Rodney McLeod, Jason McCourty, longtime Patriot, and then Deshaun Elliott. Those are your top 5 safeties. Personally, I think it's Honey Badger or Jason McCourty. Those are the 2 most likely if the Raiders decide to go out and get another safety. So the 2 biggest names, I think, on this show are both on the defensive side of the football. They are Stephon Gilmore, and they are the Honey Badger. If you could only pick one to sign, who would you pick? Go ahead and type SG for Stephon Gilmore, type TN for Tyrann Mathieu, and if you want to know my answer, hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365.